Good morning and welcome to the Elevate Renatus team call. This is your host, Keely Austin. Today is Thriving Thursday, and as of right now, we've got 44 participants on the line. Make sure you reach out to your team. We don't want any ICMs left behind. Always set up your new ICMs with the text reminders for these calls. These calls are just a fantastic way to start out your day. We get to learn from top leaders from around the country. Today, we get to learn from Wanda. Wanda has a phenomenal story, and she's just absolutely killing it in this business despite some challenges that she's facing. And I just wanted to share some of her story before we bring her out to train. She was born in Puerto Rico, and she, despite many challenges, has earned herself 2 master's degrees in education. In her career, she succeeded in many ways, but only to an extent where she would hit a ceiling every time she attempted to reach higher. She spent most of her time trading hours for dollars, and on the side, she was always looking for business opportunities, but nothing was really ever accomplished at the time with the entrepreneurial efforts. 3 years ago is when Wanda found Renatus, and her entrepreneurial spirit has absolutely shown with this company because just in her first 8 months, she made 6 figures. That's incredible. She's been able to exceed her income in less time and effort. And she's continued to earn herself 6 figures each year. She's completed around 20 real estate transactions. She is now on the PIT team with she's in training to be on the PAC, which is the President's Advisory Council. And she's built a large team of entrepreneurs, which allows them to succeed as she has. Because of her choice to become a real estate investor, her future is now brighter and great things are to come. I'm excited to hear what Wanda has to share with us this morning. Good morning, Wanda.
Good morning, good morning. I don't know if you can see myself. I'll turn on the camera. Anyway, thank you so much, Hilary, for that introduction. I am excited to be here this morning. And we have discussed the option of running the entire hour. So you're gonna hang up with me for an hour today. And I have so much to tell you. And most of the trainings that I have been doing for this section on Thursdays, Thriving Thursday, is on terms of personal development. Because I figured out as I developed my business that I had the tools, I had the knowledge, but something up here was missing. And it was part of my attitude, my relationship with money, my mindset in a whole sense. So last year I spent a lot of money and time just putting together, like participating in personal development. And I learned a lot, and that's what I've been trying to share with you to get you to that level in which your mindset is aligned with your knowledge and your the resources and the tools that we have in Renatus. And today is very interesting because we are globally going through a very, very difficult time in the entire world. And the only thing that we can control, are our emotions, our reactions, and our mindset. Emotions, reactions, and mindset. Okay, so let's talk about that. Emotions are things that you are feeling inside of you. And sometimes, because of something outside of you, it will trigger an emotion, okay? Like right now in Utah, there was an earthquake yesterday. But I am in Puerto Rico, and in January, we had an earthquake here. So I can, the event tied with that emotion, and I can feel what they're feeling. I can call my daughter and she's shaking. I understand that. And my emotion comes out because what is happening, right? But I can control that as well. I can cry if I want to. I can just not cry if I want to, right? And my reaction, how I'm gonna react to the situations. We have this, right now in Puerto Rico, we are completely locked out. Since Sunday at 9 o'clock at night, we are fully locked in the house. I cannot even walk outside, like doing my morning walk. I cannot even go outside to do my morning walk. That's how strict is the decision that the government here made. So we are inside, locked in the house. The only reason that I can get out of the house is if I'm going to buy groceries or if I'm going to the doctor, to the hospital for an emergency. Not even to go to the doctor for a traditional or regular visit, only for emergencies. So that's how strict it is. So since Sunday, I've been here. So obviously I can react to that and sit there in front of the TV, or I can do something differently. And let me tell you, it has not been easy. So I'm going to be very vulnerable here. And I had my moments, where I have emotion and we cried, and because family members, and I'm here with my 104 years old grandma, my 80 years old dad, and so on. So there's been a lot of commotion and emotions around, but I can control those. I can control those. And then on top of that, now I'm going to bring it into our business. Because then you say, okay, I have several follow-ups. I have several things to, the things that I can control. I can set up my business appointments and so on, but I cannot control, or maybe I can affect a little bit the emotions and the reactions of people around me, right? So I have been doing my follow-ups and I've been receiving no's. We had like possibly two, possibly sales on Tuesday when I did follow-ups, and it's like, no, all the money that I have aside, I want to hold it. I want to do it, but I want to hold this money, because people mindset, which is the third point, the mindsets are not there. They don't see kind of the future, that this is the best time. I don't know if you heard Woody's video. I think it was Thursday or Wednesday, where he said he has experienced it or study or read about it, different downturn of the economy in different times in history. And he found that during those periods of times is where more rich people have arisen. For example, in the last recession, Uber and Airbnb came about, and all of these companies that now are billions of dollars worth. So basically, we are at a particular moment in our life and in our time to raise above, but it's all depending on why we are controlling. And if we control our emotions, if we control our reactions and our mindset, we can survive this as entrepreneurs. So let's review something. One of the things that have kept me into this mindset when I'm dealing with guests is to concentrate in the 4 core beliefs. And I want to make this section a little bit more interactive. Who in the audience, on the participants here, can tell me the 4 the 4 core beliefs without reading? Anybody? Let me see. Thank you. Kelly is here. Ada, Ahmed, Alvin, Amy, Billy, Cassandra, Shirley, Cheryl, Christine, Shock, Honey, Corey, David, Dawn, Deborah, Diane, Dawn, Doc, Eric, Esther, GS, David, Tina, Yvonne, Jack, Jerry, thank you for being here. Joy,
Hey,
Kim,
Wanda.
Ashley, hello. Who is
Hey, Wanda,
brave?
this is Gilda. How are you?
So who's brave
Well,
to tell me without
yeah,
reading?
I mean, I know where I was gonna type it, but I thought, oh, I was just gonna come on, and it's easier to come on than just to type. Okay, the first
Definitely.
one is Renatus is has the best opportunity in the country. Number 2, everybody needs Renatus, and number 3 is we're doing them a favor by inviting them, and it's their loss if they say no, and it's their
Yes.
gain. I add the it's their gain if they say yes. So
Awesome. Yes. And who was this?
this is Gilda.
Gilda. Oh, Gilda. How are you? Gilda.
Doing
Gilda.
great.
When did you learn all of this?
Actually, I learned it, and in fact, when I started learning this 4 core beliefs, and that's when I became 5-star. And I've
Yes.
been doing that ever since. And every time I talk to somebody, I always think of that. So it makes it easier
Yes.
to take when somebody says no, once you get that, you believe in those four, and if somebody says no, no big deal.
Yeah,
So, and I really just
exactly.
say that's too bad, because in my head I said, well, it's really your loss, you said no. So so I don't take it personally
Exactly.
anymore.
Very good. Thank you, Hilda. Yes, and that
You're
is
welcome.
perfectly,
Yeah.
that is exactly why we need to know this by memory. And
Right.
this is where the mindset is come about. You
Right.
can control your mindset. So when you're dealing with your guests, if you know it's their loss, obviously you're not going to tell them,
Yeah.
like, oh, forget it, it's your loss,
Right.
But no, you're not going to say that. But in your
No,
mind, it's
in
like,
my mind.
it's your loss.
Right.
It's your
Thank
loss.
you so
Sorry,
much,
it's
Wanda.
okay.
Mm,
Yes, thank you,
thank
Hilda.
you.
And so basically, and I want everybody to know this. And if you don't know it, ask you 5 star to tell you exactly. And I'm pretty sure that there are many other places. So let's review all these 4 core beliefs. And I know that Hilda did a great job on reviewing them, but let's go over. The first one is that Renatus is the best opportunity in the nation. And I have been in many companies, and I have studied different compensation plans in different um, marketing programs. And honestly, nobody pays 50% or close to 50% of commissions. Nobody. So Renatus have the best program. Besides, this is completely optional. So every time I am talking to a customer, I'm presenting this as an option. I'm not like, you have to be an ICM. No, this is an option. And I always bring my own story, because remember that I got fired from my job. And when I was fired, that's when I started doing this. Well, actually, let me rephrase, because I was looking into my back office and I paid my ICM in March 17, 2017. Woohoo! It's just been 3 years, exactly 3 years. But I bought my education back in November 2016. So for all of those months, I just decided to only study. So I wasn't looking at Renatus as an opportunity. I needed money, extra money, but I wasn't looking for that. Nobody really kind of explained me that option. And because my mindset was only for real estate. And I said I had my plan. I had my plan altogether to only be studying and have a deal by October 17, which it happened because it was in my mindset. It was in my vision. I was saying by October I will have a deal. By October I will have a deal. And that's exactly how it happened. When in October I received the phone call from the Koreas in Chicago, and they asked me if I wanted to be on a deal. And yes, I said yes, and I flew to Chicago. That was October 2017, my first deals in Chicago with people in the community, just because I met them at the Cancun leadership retreat. So see how everything kind of connects and go in within us. That's the important part. And then the second core belief, which is this is for everybody. Hey, everyone. Do not exclude anyone, because this is the story of one of my ICMs. I went to Park City in Utah, and I gave this presentation to this very humble girl living in a trailer with 4 kids, one who was month old, not even 1 year old, and working like hours, working. She has her own company, but she was working many hours, and her husband as well. They have their own businesses, but they were working like crazy. And when I saw it, in my mind, I was doing the presentation, had the energy and everything, but at the same time, I was afraid to ask for the sale because of the conditions that they were living at. And I was kind of prejudging. And honestly, I said, do you realize that it's $20,000? You know what she said? Very humbly, I have my savings. I said, oh, okay. I didn't have savings. I didn't have anything. And she has her savings. The next day, she's like ready to do the order. She gave me her debit card. And you know, in a debit card, I cannot put a $20,000 transaction at once. So the card declined. And I don't you have a credit card? And she said, no, my money is in the bank, in savings. Oh, okay. So I have to ask her to go to the bank the next day and so on to do a cashier check in order for me to complete the transaction. So you cannot, by any means, exclude or have a bias for somebody because of the conditions that they live in, because you don't know who has money on the mattress. You know, let's just put it that way. Some people work really, really hard and they do have money aside. Not everybody, but you cannot say, oh, because this one have a tie and it's all well dressed up. This one has money and this one doesn't. Maybe it's the other way around. So this is for everyone. So I want you to put that in your mindset, because if you understand this, then you can control your emotions and your reactions to when you serve, even under these situations that we are in. Okay. And the third one is that we are doing them a favor. And yes, you know, I just bless the person who shared this with me for the rest of my life, because I was looking for this opportunity. I was searching and I was desperately looking. And that day, that very same day, and it was in around October of 2016, when I was talking to, maybe some of you know Virgil Grilon, and he used to work with me at the same job. And we just were talking, a regular conversation. And then suddenly he said, oh, I gotta go to my other job. And I said, what is your other job? And he said, because, you know, I'm being searching. That's what I ask. I'm like, I want to know what other people are doing so I can survive too, you know? And he said, oh, I do fix and flip. Fix and flip. And I just want to hug him. I want to learn that. I've been looking into it. I went to this 3-day seminar. I went to the free seminar, the 3 days, and I couldn't afford it. I tried on my own. I couldn't do it on my own. And he said, oh, have you heard about this community of investors that we meet on Thursdays? And that sounded really nice, you know, community on, I mean, director. So good settings and good things are attracting me. Oh, community of investors? No, I haven't heard of it. Oh, yes, we meet every Thursday. Oh, yeah. So, and that, I believe probably that was on a Wednesday, maybe Tuesday or Wednesday, and the meeting was coming Thursday, and I went. And it blew my mind. It blew my mind, and how the whole thing, and I'm like, this makes sense. Velocity ranking makes sense. The taxes make sense. And I knew about taxes because back in the days, I worked for Asian Blog, because I have done everything in the world just to survive and to raise my children. And I found Renatos. And I made a decision. I really closed my eyes and I made a decision. And the other day, Michael was referring in a training that he was giving us, that we have different type of people. We have well, actually it's like two different people. You have the poor mentality and the rich mentality. And this was by Henry Ford. Henry Ford defined those two mentalities: the rich mentality and the poor mentality. And this is the difference. And I hope I said it correctly, because I tried to memorize it as Michael explained it. And he's very eloquent. So the poor mentality take too long on make decisions, but it's quick on rescinding the decisions, like in canceling or taking decisions. So it takes a long time to make a decision, but then it's very quick on quitting that decision. But the mentality of the rich people, They make quick decisions, but take long in changing their mindset. If that makes sense. So it's very, very powerful, because you can, as you apply the drive system into somebody and so on, you can also evaluate what kind of mentality this guest has. If this is a poor mentality or a rich mentality. And this is not about money, it's mentality, the mindset. Remember that we're still looking into these three elements that you can control: your emotions, your reactions, and your mindset. So when you're discussing something with the guest, you know if this person have a poor mentality or a rich mentality. And you can move ahead from that. Then let's go to the 4 core beliefs. The last one, it is their loss if they say no. And again, I'm not gonna say, oh, it's your loss, forget it. I'm not gonna check on you. But you're gonna care, because remember, it's not about the money. It says, Bob Snyder always said, you love the people and use the money. You don't gonna use the people and love the money. It's not that way. So you're gonna love the people. Yesterday, I'm in this challenge with Michael, the 30-day challenge of that success loves speed. And we are in day number 16 yesterday. Today is day number 17. And basically, yesterday I spent the time calling and texting my ICMs and my guests, everybody that I've been in contact, all my prospects, just to check on them. Most of them are in Utah and they had an earthquake. They're in panic right now. I called one of them and I said, you know, the money that I have is just for to see what's going on, because people are in that mentality now. The news are controlling their emotions. The news are controlling their reactions. So it's gonna probably be difficult for us, but it's in ourselves, how we're gonna present ourselves to the world, and we continue business as it is, correct? So the first thing that I, in all of this discussion that I want you to do is just memorize, as an assignment, memorize the 4 core beliefs. Again, Renatus is the best income opportunity in the nation. Renatus is for everybody. We are doing them a favor, and it's their loss if they say no, it's their gain if they say yes. Those 4 core beliefs, they don't have to be here in your mind. They need to be here in your heart. Okay, because when you are in an interaction with your guests, this is for everybody. I'm not going to have biases about anybody. This is for everybody. And then when they say no, you're going to say, it's okay. I was doing you a favor, but if you don't want to take it, it's okay. It's your loss. You say it in your mind. Okay. Then now let's go to the 4 money-making activities. The money-making activities are on 4 as well. So see the people, tell their story, build for the event, and follow up. And right now, like I said, I'm here in these 4 walls in my bedroom, or 4 walls in my house in Puerto Rico, locked out. So all depending on my emotions, my reactions, and my mindset is how I'm going to be dealing with this situation. Last week, we have Bob Snyder advising, we are going to do nationals online. And that news had put you maybe on a reaction mode that you, how dare? Or that news could be on a reaction mode that said, hey, what a great opportunity. I can bring more ICMs into the conference. Because I had one in New Jersey that for work and other reasons, she will not be able to come. But now she can come and she can participate, okay? So basically it's about your reactions, about the way that you going to react on the situation. And now you can just promote more, promote more, so people can basically be more involved. But everything depends on how you are reacting to the situation that we have right now, okay? And I'm trying to find a place that is not noisy in the house because somebody, like I said, I'm here in quarantine. We cannot even go outside, and we have the stove have gas, and the gas ran out last yesterday. So now the guy came to put the gas on, and they're talking in the back. So if you hear the back noise, is the guy from the gas company putting the gas tank. Anyway, so I'm sorry about that. And so what can I do? You know, even with this situation, how can I react? Everybody's going to have a reaction, but you have a positive reaction or you have a negative reaction. I can say, okay, let me find another way in my house where it's not that noisy, or I can, you know, kind of open the window and say, hey, be quiet or something. So you see how I control that, okay? And the same thing with when we have the news that we're going online, how do you react? Oh, this is awful. I have to cancel my trip. No. Or you can say, this is such a blessing. Now I can reach out more. You see the different thing? It's really what it is. Give me a second. I'll try to tell them really. I'm not going to react. I'm just going to respond. One moment. Okay. Okay, thank you. All right. So those are the things. So what are we doing in all of this mess to keep our emotions and our reactions? One of the things that we have done now, and because this is kind of a mandate, we cannot be meeting like more than 5-10 people in a particular place. So we are now expanding everything online. And today we have the great opportunity to be proactive and invite as many people around the whole nation to be in our meetings. It is open to everybody. So even if you are not in Utah, you can invite people because this is going to be nationwide. It's going to be transmitted. What a great opportunity to invite people into our meetings tonight. And it's going to be awesome. Yesterday, we spent probably 2 hours preparing for this event. It's kind of the launch. It's kind of, and we want to provide the best experience. It's not about the COVID virus, the coronavirus. It's not about the earthquakes and stuff, or the lockdown around the world. But what can I do to promote my business and continue doing my money-making activities? And number one is see the people. Now, in my condition, I cannot see anybody. I only see my grandma and my dad here. And this guy in the back who came to put the gas tank. And I can't even do anything in here in Puerto Rico because I cannot promote here in Puerto Rico. So can you see, I need to, I could be over here, oh my goodness, my business is gonna fall away or fall down or whatever. Or I can just have an emotion and say, what a great opportunity. How am I gonna see those people? So I'm doing so many things online. I'm posting videos. I'm posting my postings every day in Facebook. I'm learning about LinkedIn. I'm learning about other platforms to see if I can reach out more. Okay, so everything is about how you're going to react to this. If you see it as an opportunity, it's going to be great. Your business will continue on. It might have a slap back or something because honestly, some people are in that afraid mindset. But you still can run your business. You don't have to shut down your business. Oh no, I'm gonna seclude myself here in my room because I cannot even go outside. No, I'm gonna post more on Facebook. I'm gonna be more visible in Facebook. I'm gonna use Facebook as a tool for my business, not as a social interaction, but as a tool for my business. See the difference? So that's how I'm going to see the people now, on Facebook, online. I have my Zoom account, and that is a great tool. Having a Zoom account is an excellent tool. Or if you have an iPhone, you have FaceTiming. There's so many things and technology out there to see the people without seeing them. Like I'm seeing you now and I'm not seeing you. You know, it's kind of that dichotomy. But find a way of seeing the people, okay, online. Then tell the story. I've been doing so many follow-ups and follow-ups and follow-ups that is crazy, but I just do, okay, we're gonna do a Zoom follow-up. And I tell my ICM, we're gonna do a Zoom follow-up. We're gonna do a Zoom follow-up. I want you to be in the meeting because I still need to train my ICM. I cannot take the opportunity away for my ICM to be trained when she or he wants to become 5-star. So I said, no, we're gonna set up the appointment, I'm gonna be in Zoom, you log in and you guests log in, we all in our homes and we do the meeting on Zoom. And that's how I've been doing my follow-ups. And that's how I tell the story. And I continue to run stories because that tells the guests and change their emotions. So now we have to start switching the way we even express ourselves and changing the stories for things of overcoming difficulties, okay? And then build for the event. We will continue to have the event. We continue to have nationals. We continue to have the introductions, the follow-ups and everything online. So continue to build for those events. Check your calendars. I know Chicago, the Scott Road team is doing the same thing. They have the calendar in, I think it's Wisconsin, or I know it's a state with W, Wisconsin, Wyoming, one of those states.
Yeah,
They
it
have
is in Wisconsin.
Wisconsin. Okay, perfect. So yeah, check the Wisconsin calendar and they have all the online events listed there and register. If you want the Michael's team, everything is gonna be in the Utah calendar, everything online. So what events you're gonna build for? Online events, the same thing, intro online, follow-up online, house tours online. Richard Stock is gonna record about 9 different houses. And you're gonna have even the recordings to send to the guests and say, hey, here's a house tour, but it's not a present house tour, but it's an online house tour. And all of this is gonna be available for you. And then follow up. Remember, money doesn't grow on trees and we need to follow up. And I know last week I had been asked to present my 10 minutes or 15 minutes napkin approach. So I want to take these last 15 minutes of this call to run the follow-up that I have, okay? And I do it really, really quickly. A lot of you have seen it in my Super Saturday in Chicago, but this is gonna be a good review. And I think it was Journey. Let's see, is Journey on the call? Because I met with him and we recorded it and I posted on my group. I didn't post it in any other place, but I have a recording that if you want me to share that, just text me and I can send you the link of that recording. We save it. So my number is 801-879-7340. Let me write it here on the chat. 801-879-7340. And you just need to text me and say, send me the link of the follow-up napkin approach. But I'm gonna go over with you right now. So that way, okay, you want me to provide the link. Because I want to do the demonstration. I'd rather spend the time just doing the demonstration and then send me a text and I send you the link individually, because maybe you will have enough information now to understand what I'm doing. And then when you see the video, then you can compare notes and say, okay, I missed this or missed that, and so on. So let me share my screen. I'm gonna share my screen here and I'm gonna go quickly because this is the time. It's timing. My recording is longer for a reason, because I was explaining the different details on the approach, okay, and how you do the approach. But what I'm going to do here is going to be exactly the approach. So let's see. If you guys please confirm that you see my screen, please.
Yes, I can see your screen.
Perfect, thank you. All right, so let's move this. So let's say I'm with my guest and I'm sitting at a table, you know, in a coffee place or at a restaurant or whatever. And I start, okay, let's pretend that I'm with Kelly and she's my guest. Hey, Kelly, I remember the presentation from last night or whenever it was the date. I just want to review the curriculum with you. So my follow-up really have 4 different components. The number 1, I'm going to go over the curriculum with you. Then I'm going to set up a plan of study with you, a plan of action. And then I'm going to explain you the different ways in which you can get funded to start getting started. And finally, I'm going to explain you how you can make additional money, as I did, because I lost my job. And although this is completely optional, I lost my job and I have to take this opportunity and do the marketing side. So number 1 is, this is Renatus. And the curriculum is divided into 4 different areas. In this area, you're going to have 11 courses. And these are called essentials. You will have in here taxes, courses related to taxes, courses related to like the velocity banking that you saw in the presentation. And all of this is really to maintain and manage money. All of those courses are to do that. You will get a little bit of real estate, but enough just to analyze deals and how to find deals, but not enough like to do deals in essentials. And these are the courses, and this number is rounded up, are the courses that cost $2,000, okay? And it's in reality $1,994, but just to round it up, let's talk about 2,000. On this other side of the curriculum, we have 6 tracks and a bonus track, which is the real estate section. And also we have a business section. And these are the AIT. And AIT is Advanced Investors Training. And those are the courses where you're going to make money. And those are the ones for 18,000 rounded up, because in reality it's $19,994. Okay. In the middle, we do have another option that is called Advanced, in which contains the 2,000 plus 6,000 for only 2 tracks. The thing with this one is that you will be having only these 2 tracks for 1 year. And when you want to do the upgrade, you have to pay $750 for upgrading to the biggest package. Okay? All these packages are for 2 people, especially this is in relationship with relationships like husband and wife, or mother and daughter, not for friends and family or other people. It's really designed for family members, because that has other implications. And I'm not gonna go over that right now, but it's just you and your wife, you and your son or your daughter. And then let's go over, you know, and in the conversation, obviously, I'm going to ask for questions and so on. And this is a conversation, but I'm gonna, for the sake of time, I'm just gonna go to step number 2. So you continue building your conversation around the curriculum and asking questions and so on. Then let's create a plan for you. This plan has 3 stages. Stage 1, 2, and 3. And this just, I'm gonna just give you, in my story, I chosen the fix and flip track because that was really sexy. That was really a strategy that attracted me the most. So these are the plan that I did. The first stage, you're gonna study your essential courses. On the second one, you're gonna study your AIT. In this one, even though you have all the tracks, you're gonna select one. In my case, I selected fix and flip, okay? And because I selected fix and flip, I need to put my studies and my knowledge into action. So it's recommended for you to do about 11 offers, 100 offers. And at this point, even though I've been in the business for 3 years, I haven't made 100 offers, but I've been in about 20 transactions. And that definitely will find a contract and a good deal to put you on a deal in a particular time. Results are not typical, but I personally, and I bring my story again, I personally have been able to do this in a very speedy way because I needed to really create money, and I had my plan that by October 17 I needed to be on a deal. So, but if you dedicate 2 hours per day, you find 2 hours per day, and every course in here you have 11 courses times 8 hours each course. That is about 88 hours. And if you dedicate 2 hours per day, that is approximately 45 days that you can finish that. If you are strictly committed and every day you're doing 2 hours, okay? Even if you do only 1 hour a day, it's 88 days, 88 hours. So you divide it into it and it's probably about 60, 90 days, so just around there. And then AIT, the fix and flip has 10 courses, times 8, that's 80. This is approximately 40 days, okay? So again, this is not typical. Some students do go slowly and some other ones are faster. It all depends on how much effort you put into it. I have students who have done it in a very fast way because they sit down the entire day. If you have a day off, you go sit down from 9 to 5 and you finish a course. So, and this is 11 courses. So in 11 days, you can finish it if you just dedicate the entire day to do it. It's up to you. Okay, so this is the plan. And notice this, that in here on phase number 1, with all of these details, I am providing and showing to the executive. I'm showing you, I'm proving you this. In this plan, with the system, the organization, stage 1, 2, and 3, step by step, my intellectuals fall in there. Then 3, let's find the money, funding. In funding, we have different ways of finding the funds. And number 1 is cash. Number 2 is credit card. In there, I do my story about how funding the credit card. I applied for a credit card. I got approved for 10,000. Then I said, I got good credit, so let me call my Discover that I already had because I made good payment. They raised it 3,000. I called my Chase account. They raised it 2,000. In an hour or less, I have 15,000 and I have 5 in the bank. So boom, I have my 20,000 together. And I thought I didn't have money, but I had money. I had way to find the capital, okay? So I always, in everything, every step along the way, I make stories along the way. Then 3, 401k, and so on. And I go to about 10 different ways. Then I talk about getfundedonline.com, funded, and I talk about UGA, which is now billings, okay? So that is the way that I run this funding section. And then I go to number 4. And number 4 is, this is completely optional, but I'm gonna explain it to you just in case you choose to. I personally didn't know about it, but because I lost my job, I had to do it. And then I was able to combine my business, my real estate business, and my marketing business, and now I have two streams of income. And this is how it works. So you have two services, Essentials and AIT, two services, and you can participate in three ways. I'm going to simplify this for you because it's really, I know the time is not, we don't have a lot of time, but number one, 197 will make you ICM. And this is what you do. You share this with the first three individuals, doesn't matter which one of the services they purchase, you're gonna make 125, 125, and 125. At that point, you're gonna become 1-star, and then you must share with 5 individuals of 20,000, the package of 20,000. However long it takes you to find those 5 individuals of 20, then you make 1,000, 1,000, 1,000, 1,000, 1,000, but that makes you 5-star. When you complete 5 of 20, you become 5-star, and the goal is to become 5-star. After that, whatever individual you bring the purchase ticket, the purchase packages, you will make around 50%. And I said around 50% because remember that once we get into billing, the total amount is going to be 25,000, but we're still making 10. So it's not going to be like 50-50. It's going to be really about 50. So I'm not going to say, and that makes you 10,000. So for 9 individuals in this plan, well, you only become ICM, you will make $15,375. Then option number 2, your ICM, 197 a year, and Essentials. This is you. You share with 2 individuals, you make 500 and 500, you become 5-star. Let's say that you share with 4 and 5 more individuals of 20,000, you're gonna make 1,000 per each, which is 5,000. And I always draw the individuals, but at this moment, because of time, I'm gonna do it really fast. And then you become 5-star. And the next one, you're gonna make about 50%, which is 10,000. So in this particular example with 9 individuals, you will make 16,000. And then the third way is you become ICM, 197, and you purchase your $20,000 package. That means this is you. And at this point, you only need to find 2 of 20 to become 5-star and 1-star at the same time. And that makes you 500, 500. And then the next individuals that you share this education with, let's say in a perfect example is 20,000 each one, you make 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. That means 60, and then you become 5-star. Sorry, you already 5-star. And let's say we bring another person just to bring this example exactly with 9 individuals, including you. And that will be 10 more, and that is 61,000. So if you can see right here with these 4 people, you already making 21,000, which is, you know, you get your money back. Because pretty much people are looking into how they're gonna get their money back. So you're gonna present the 20,000 probably from a deal, or the 20,000 probably from the marketing side. And then at that point, you just sit back and you just ask for you collect their decision. So which program do you think is best for you? Most of the time, because they make the decision, they're gonna select section number 3, obviously, because they see that they can make the money immediately. This is a napkin presentation, this first section, and then over here, you capture all your validators, because you're talking about 5-star, that's a recognition. You're talking about the numbers, so that is validation, and you're talking about people for relators. And obviously, when you talk about money and lifestyle and everything, you're talking to the directors. So in this follow-up, you're talking to all people in the drive. And I want to counsel you to learn the drive before nationals. I cannot say anymore, but just learn drive, learn drive. Um, Guys, it's a pleasure for me to be with you today. And I am honored to be part of this great organization and the things that we're doing in Renatus. And guys, do not allow the emotions or be reacting to the things that are happening in the world. Continue to put good stuff into your mindset and go get it, because this is the future. We are at a great time of our lives, and as entrepreneur, we can conquer. So I talk to you later, guys, and have a great one, and attend your meetings tonight online. Talk to you later. Bye-bye. I have to run to my team meeting.
You're awesome, Wanda. Thank you so much. Have a great weekend, everybody.